Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video, continuing the saga that is there any communication from Netmarble developers?
넷마블 본사로 트럭을 보내야 하나요? 넷마블이 개발자의 의견을 듣거나 연락하려면 무엇이 필요할까요? 넷마블 게임의 플레이어가 의사소통을 받지 못하거나 좌절하는 것에 대응하여 트럭을 본사로 보내려는 것은 이번이 세 번째입니까?
So I've been doing some of these videos. I've started to hear from a bunch of people, actually globally, believe it or not, about some potential next steps, things that we could maybe do. And who knows? All we're trying to do is get in touch with Netmarble developers, hopefully share with them some thoughts that we think could improve the game, or we think that people could spend more money because that would make the game survive. And additionally looking for mechanisms to do that. And I got a couple sent to me that are pretty interesting that I think you want to check out.
Bring me WolverThor!
Okay, so I have heard a couple things that this has happened with Netmarble before, which disappointed me. And I was kind of like, oh, well, that is either a good or a bad thing, as this seems to be a recurring pattern with Netmarble, apparently. I don't know if it's... Now, I know Netmarble has multiple like groups within him. I don't know all the names, but I know Netmarble Monsters 1. I know that, obviously. I think they do Future Fight, and they also do, obviously, Future Revolution. And I think there's a couple more. I don't know. Anyway, I'm talking above my head a little bit there. So I found / was sent this it was 2 years ago from Reddit. Netmarble blasted Wrath of Korean FGO players, including other players too. So I was like, well, what is this saying? So I went through here. I'll click on this YouTube video. I actually haven't watched it yet, believe it or not, but I just kind of wanted to go through this and sort of talk about potential next steps here. So it said it has already been 2 weeks since Korean FGO players, which I'll get to what that is in a second, have launched trucks to Netmarble. Trucks. What are trucks? I'll get to that in a minute too. Most Korean game business companies and communities pay attention to this issue. Fate Grand Order, FGO, Korean server Netmarble as a publisher issue attracted much anger, not only the players of this game, but other non-Netmarble players, those left the games due to disappointment of Netmarble's poor game service operation. FGO is the beginning of all this incident, and now these users demand a clear explanation from Netmarble, including their plan to operate the game. So this seems to be so far, basically, I know this is a little bit of, it's not exact, I think it's translated on here, but it's giving you the indication that there's been issues before. They use this truck thing that maybe pushed in issues, and that they were dying to know from Netmarble, hey, what are your plans here? Like, how are you operating the game? Which I feel a little bit in Future Revolution, which people are going, this isn't just about the complete anniversary here. We're going to the point where it's like, what are you guys doing? We're seeing these financials. We're seeing you cut the CCC program. The Discord's gotten super crazy quiet. You didn't do any advertising for Wolverine, which is insane. The anniversary, yes, that was skipped too. It's just one of many pieces of this equation. So a lot of players are now going, hey, what's your plan here? Especially when they're thinking about spending money or have spent a bunch of money. People spent money with the expectation that I've got this thing that's going to last me, several years, not 1 to 2 years. And I'm going to get, new things to do with this thing that I spent money on. I think that's part of the contract that we do as players in game companies. I'm sure their terms of service have all kinds of legal things in there, but let's be real, terms of service is, I'm sure any court would be like, yeah, look at all, this is, a 13,000 page document. No regular gamer is ever going to look at this. So I think there's some inherent expectations here. These aren't pump and dumps, right? And pump and dumps are technically illegal stock things. And I would think the same thing would apply with gaming too. So anyway, it says, and here is how Netmarble responded to their customers. So after sending these trucks, after complaining, players started a demonstration with trucks which display the slogan and demand to Netmarble. In response, Netmarble called the police, but this simply encouraged the players to safely demonstrate their demand, formally reporting the demonstration. Players found that a number of illustrators did not get any compensation after sending their work to obtain the reward as a part of the game event, which introduces a number of user illustrations, and some of them were not selected. I don't know exactly how this worked in game. I'm assuming some people did some stuff, they didn't get their things, they were upset. Without getting any permission or reusing of the work, breached right of the exhibition, Netmarble uploaded the work of arts. Those were not on the award list and did not get any reward. Again, not really sure. Maybe there's some actually copyright stuff that they're talking about here. As soon as this incident became a topic on game communities, Netmarble suggested compensation. One illustrator of the community claimed Netmarble kept making a phone call to ask about his or her home address so they can send the reward. Netmarble released a number of apologies without answering the demand and question from their players. This action fueled the wrath of the players, including non-Netmarble players. So things are going on further here. Blind is an anonymous community for workers to talk about their business life. They keep creating a mistake that reader can misunderstand the use of word. I'm not sure exactly how that's relevant necessarily, but I'm sure there's something tied there. When the issue seems to be over, this incident includes the major problem of Korea's gaming market. Even non-Netmarble players from other gaming communities are paying some attention to this incident, supporting the fundraising for the truck demonstration. Meanwhile, this fake grand order is a gotcha game. Okay? For the second truck protesting fundraising just closed in a few minutes, which was about $8,600. So in a few minutes, they raised almost $9,000 to protest this thing. They again plan to send some more trucks with slogans of revealing their wrath. So these people are upset. They're planning on sending more trucks. They're upset. Meanwhile, Netmarble's other game, Seven Nights 2, is under attack from their players. I'll get to that in a second. What is Netmarble? It talks about what Netmarble is, Korea's giant game publishing and developing business firm. However, the Korean game players used to seriously demand fair game service operation regarded to the unequal rewarding for compensation, fake grand order. In a nutshell, Netmarble broke the promises a number of times, and fundraised for demonstration Netmarble's fault is still ongoing since January. This is old, but based on August of 2018 fake grand orders revenue data, this took about $6 million US. And now these customers declared to boycott their game. So there is a ton of comments in here that I'm not necessarily going to go through. But I found this very interesting, which I was kind of like, it's almost like deja vu for, it's like this has already happened. Again, it might be slightly different, but I found it very interesting. Now I'm going to click on this YouTube video, see what it is. All right, here we go. Okay, so long and the short of it is that I'm going to put this link in the description below. I tried to edit or auto-translate it. I can't necessarily, I'm not confident that it's ultimately properly auto-translating. But the long and short of what happened there was that it seemed like a bunch of gamers were really upset. They went out there, they were in front of Netmarble, they were asking and demanding compensation. They were upset about just some general methods of the Korean gaming industry in general. And this is a year ago. And then, as I mentioned in the article that I was looking at, this thing was posted, or at least, 2 years ago. So this has been going on for a while. The YouTube thing was where I linked it. So the point is there's obviously some issues here. So the trucks, you saw the truck in the video. I meant to just fast forward it. So at some point you probably saw it. I'll try to slow it down for that one part. But what is that? What is that? So this is what that is. So apparently, and what this website is, I've got all kinds of stuff sent to me and it was nuts. And, Inven, if I understand it right, is sort of like a, Korean version of Reddit or something along those lines. And it says Cena 2 truck protest operators consider communication first. Obviously you can see, some text written in Korean here. Essentially, for any North Americans, what this is sort of what we'd call this as an ad truck, or a truck that you could drive around that would have an ad on the side. So somebody can put a message on this thing. So this article, oddly enough, is separate than the one I just showed you. users who enjoy Netmarble's mobile MMORPG Seven Nights 2 started a truck protest. Netmarble MMORPG, different game. So this is the second game that is not MMR or MFR related. The Seven Nights 2 commander user who led the protest said, Netmarble is continuously implementing stochastic updates to induce billing, but bugs, errors, and updates to improve user convenience have been neglected all along. Explain why. So the long and short of it is they're just doing offers and not fixing a bunch of problems. He continued, this truck protest is not conducted in hopes of any compensation, and I hope that the game companies that have deceived, or I'm going to assume that the game companies that have deceived gamers who are consumers will break away from their existing attitudes and develop genuine communication with gamers. You know, this is insane reading this. This is a different game under, almost a year ago again. And it was mentioned in that Reddit article too. The truck of demonstration conducted by Seven Nights 2 user will be held in front of Netmarble's headquarters in Gurudong until February 26th. Meanwhile, on the 19th, when the Seven Nights 2 truck protest rally was reported, Netmarble posted a notice titled Promise to the Generals on the official community. The notice included explanations of the problems raised by users, measures to prevent reoccurrence, and future plans for communication improvement, which could be interpreted as an apology from the Seven Nights 2 management team for the lack of communication with users under circumstances. This is insane. Like, I'm just literally like, I just can't believe this. Netmarble will implement an update to improve Seven Nights 2 inconveniences and rewards from the 25th. First of all, on the 25th, improvement of the idle field battle stop problem, adjusting the number, these are some of their bugs, will proceed, increase the amount of tickets acquired for the neglected field growth dungeon, increase the number of daily free daily sweeps and weekly, monthly advanced map package, etc. raised. The skill cooldown returned upon cancellation and the recovery gauge of the ultimate gauge increased to 90%. Through this notice, Netmarble promised to proceed through in-depth internal discussion and verification of each item, such as matters that require consideration of users, equity matters accompanied by advantages and disadvantages, and matters that require time for development. In addition, we plan to further expand communication channels and methods, such as providing a Q&A opportunity at least once a month, using the survey function with the official community, and conducting Q&A through Seven Nights TV's official broadcast, a Netmarble official said. We will do our best to restore trust through the process and results, not just words. Holy cow. Can you imagine if this happened for MFR right now? I think Seven Nights 2 is probably making more money. So, I'm not sure that this would be the exact same. But you know what? 2 articles about Netmarble games prior to MFR. It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? There is a pattern here. It's a frustrating pattern. I'm now personally experiencing the pattern. I don't know if, we're the third folks here, but I will put the links to both of these articles in the description below. I do want to say, though, that when I found this link online and I clicked it, my antivirus software said something about phishing on it. So I don't know all that sort of thing. So if you're a little weary on it, that's why I read this thing verbatim on here, as opposed to just saying, here's a link, go check it out. I wanted to read it in case you didn't want to click it. Don't feel like you need to click it. You literally just saw the whole thing on here. So if you're uncomfortable, then don't do that. So anyway, this is sort of nuts. I'm kind of like, is this something that needs to be done with Netmarble for future Revolution to kind of get kicked into gear? Don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are below. I've been sending this stuff. I'd love to hear what everyone said. I'm gonna post this in the evening time, so that it's in an attempt to hopefully get in touch with, again, the Korean developers and Netmarble. I'm posting at a time that's more beneficial for them, as opposed to, where my typical viewer is used. So I'm going against my algorithm again in hopes that maybe the game is helped here. So let me know. Comment below anything you want to do to help out the algorithm, promote to your friends, share the channel, etc. Appreciate it. But right now, just trying to get this game hopefully pointed in the right direction, the best ability I've got. And I don't know. I don't know what that is. So let me know your comments below. Hammer down like buttons, etc. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Do we need to have trucks sent to Netmarble's headquarters? What is it going to take for Netmarble to listen or to get in touch with their developers? Is this going to be the third time players from a Netmarble game are looking to send trucks to their headquarters in response to not getting any communication or being frustrated?